Yo, what is up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video where I have an incredible set for you featuring a strong meta team of Alolan Ninetales Double Ghost, A9, Purified Sableye, Trevenant working together in beautiful harmony for a great GBL set. This is a team that I run from time to time. I actually first got the idea for this team from Eddie, aka Dilap, who's one of the best battlers in the world. He utilized this trio in his Open Great League team in his Vancouver run, and after I saw him use this line several times, I thought it could make a good GBL line, so I started running it in GBL and found some success. And this is one of those sets where a lot of things go right, and we have a couple of just insane wins, and it's tough, right? I've played thousands and thousands of battles now in the Go Battle League, so it's tough to remember like what your most memorable sets, but this was an incredible set that might be one I remember and wanted to make a video of. So I hope it's not too clickbaity, but I'm just being honest. In my opinion, this is one of the best sets of GBL I think I've ever had, and we're gonna get straight into the action. And first match, we get a great lead, and our opponent swaps in a wall rain. So this is pretty good for us, but it's kind of awkward, right? Because if we stay in here, the Sableye does really well against our back line. So it's kind of awkward, right? Like, do we just stay in here completely, or do we swap out our A9? I decided to just stay in. I know he has another EQ here, but I don't want to go down a shield, so I decided just to do that. But now this is awkward, right? Because if Sableye comes in, which it does, now it has a one Shadow Claw head start against my Sableye. So the opponent played that lead scenario, I think, about as well as they could have asked for. They had a bad lead, and yet now they're basically up by 1 in a mirror match, and it's going to come down to whatever's in back. I get off my foul play. He's still 1 ahead. So I'm going to have to debate on whether I want to commit my last shield here. I really was not sure. At the last second, I decide to throw out my final shield. I get off my foul play. This will land. It won't KO, so I'm going to have to make sure I swap into that Trevenant right away to avoid being farmed down. And there's a G-Fisk in back, and I should be okay here. I am going to have to take 2 Rock Slides, though, and that's going to get me quite low. Another Rock Slide coming through. This won't take me out, but I know that 2 Seed Bombs is enough. I need to land a Shadow Ball and get a Seed Bomb. But these Mud Shots are adding up, and now I'm not sure who's going to win this, to be honest. I thought maybe I could go for a double up. I actually could have done 1 more Shadow Claw there, but I'm not going to live a Shadow Claw anyway from the Sableye. So we get off 1 Shadow Claw. Our Sableye is super low, and we hang on with a minuscule fraction of HP to get the game 1 win. So a really close win to start off the set, basically 1 HP. And to be honest, that's a game where our opponent played that exceptionally well to make it that close, since we had a very favorable lead. Oh my god, Shadow frickin' Caesar, like a terrible lead for A9, just gets shredded by these bullet punches, but a very respectable spice pick from our opponent. So we're actually going to shield the Night Slash because it would chunk from a Shadow Caesar. Very high attack weighted Pokemon. And they swap in their Sableye. They are down energy. So I am able to get off 2 foul plays here, which is pretty nice for me. Is he going to bother shielding? He is. And he can't quite farm me down, so he is forced to throw a move. I end up deciding I'm just going to let it go. I don't think his Sableye can get to a return on my Ninetales, and it doesn't even get off a foul play, so that's good for me. And here's the tricky part is I don't want to, I know the Caesar has energy, right? So I don't want to swap in my Trevenant knowing that he's just going to Night Slash it. So I actually do some charm damage, and I force him to throw a Night Slash here. And my win con at this point is just, I'm hoping there's like a Swampert in back. I was streaming when I was doing these battles, and I say to my chat, I think my only win con is there's a Swampert in back. What's in back? It is a Swampert. It is a Swampert, and we have a slight head start. And we got off the Seed Bomb before he got off a Sludge Wave. So this means we're going to win CMP here. And we get it off. If the Swampert had Sludge Wave, I think it wins that game. But it was not able to get to double Hydro Cannon. I think it got to double Hydro Cannon as we took it out. So, yeesh. Yeah, very close game. Very tough lead. We're able to overcome. Game 1 by 1 HP. Game 2 just had to play out the win con that it was the one thing in back that we could beat with our Trevenant down a shield. So this is a good lead, right? This is where I want to see this Pidgeot. It's really bad for my back line, so this is phenomenal to see it here. This is always such an annoying bait call. They almost always Feather Dance bait. But I figured if he Brave Birds and then he swaps out, I'm kind of screwed. So I felt like I couldn't really risk it. I get off my Weather Ball to potentially force a shield. I just want to get rid of this Pidgeot. They let it go. I'm debuffed. So I actually swap my Sableye into a Greedent, which is, I would say, a somewhat advanced play, right? Like, it doesn't really make sense to swap your Ghost type into a normal type. However, in this scenario, my A9 was double debuffed. This way, I can save it for later. And if my Sableye chips this Greedent enough, Trevenant is going to avoid the Greedent, which is what we're hoping for. Greedent gets off a Crunch. I go for a CMP tie here. I think I got the CMP tie. Does this Foul Play KO? It does. And what's in back? It's a Scrafty. Our A9 is low, so I'm thinking, what's the best way I can close out this endgame? I know my charms are going to chunk it significantly, so my thought process is I'm just going to chip this as much as I can with my Trevenant. I'm going to force the Scrafty to expend energy because I know it's going to have to throw a Foul Play to take me out. So I'm just going to force this Scrafty to take me out, and then hopefully my A9 can close. I swap immediately. He gets off a move, but knowing that he just threw a Foul Play, there's almost no way he can get to 2 moves here before he gets charmed down. So a little bit of a scary Pokemon to see in back there, but because we preserved our Alolan Ninetales, we were able to come out on top there. So 1 HP, and then the one Pokemon in back that we could possibly still win, and then just being a little bit careful there with how to approach the end game, knowing that the Scrafty was a little problematic for our Trevenant, but we still had that A9, and keeping it around made the difference. All right. New York KFC. Terrific lead for us against Altaria. And this is a pretty, if I remember correctly, a pretty RPS matchup here. And the fact that they're staying in right with their Altaria signifies they're probably double weak to Ninetales. So they swap in Toxicroak. I swap in Trev. Very dominant alignment so far. And realistically, this is game 4, I believe. Just not a whole lot our opponent can realistically do with our fellow team comps. Because this game is so one-sided, I will let you know, I believe it's Altaria double Fighter versus A9 double Ghost. So, like, both of us are running kind of unbalanced teams, right? But our unbalanced team just completely hard counters his to the point where, like, the Toxicroak really has nowhere to go, and this Medicham in back also has nowhere to go. And you'll see me troll a little bit here. You'll see me troll a little bit. I pretend I'm lagging. Let me know in the comments if you think this is really mean of me, or if you think it's entertaining. I'm sure we'll get 50-50. I stop tapping, and then I restart tapping. Oh man, this is kind of mean. This is probably poor sportsmanship. I would never do this in like a tournament or a competitive setting, but to me, GBL is just about fun. So, you know, in hindsight, I'd probably be a little upset if I was the opponent because I just straight up hard countered him. So I don't know. Whatever. I'm just not taking it too seriously, right? Just trying to have some fun. Okay. And here we go. A9 into G-Fist. Tough lead. We swap Sableye. They're staying in, which is a good sign. They stay into Rock Slide and Chip. This means they probably don't have a super hard answer to our Sableye. But they do. They do have a hard answer to the Sableye in their Ninetales. They don't shield the return. They don't shield the return. Keep in mind, there is a bit of a desync in the switch clock. So I'm hoping I can... I'm actually glad he throws this Weather Ball, because this helps create some more desync in the switch clock. To the point where hopefully I can get out of here while his G-Fisk is still locked in. So I get out. His G-Fisk is still locked for a bit. So I'm able to just freely build up some energy here. I end up deciding, you know what, I'm going to shield. And it's a Medicham in back. And I'm like, okay, here we go. Here we go. Shadow Ball coming through. Get shielded. Move coming through from Medi. I'm going to respect it. Could be a Psychic. It is a Psychic, so a good shield. I bait this time, which is risky because I feel like he's probably more likely to call it this time. And I knew he wasn't quite at a Psychic here, but it scared me. Only a pup, so we're totally okay with that. We're not quite in Rock Slide range yet. The G-Fisk has been chipped, and I feel like he's probably most likely to shield this one, so I do successfully bait. A nice bait there. Gonna go for the Shadow Ball. But this is still a little scary, right? G-Fisk has energy, and our Trev is approaching Rock Slide range. Rock Slide comes through. It doesn't quite KO, so I actually could have just stayed in there if I wanted to. But we swap the Charm 9, and we're able to get the Charm down. And, you know, being honest, there was one game I think it must have been the last game or one of the last games of the set prior to this, where we were able to overcome a Shadow Kanto Ninetales lead. So I think that's going to be in the next video. That must have been a different set, and for some reason I was thinking that was this set. So still, I think a really solid set, and I was getting maybe perhaps two different ones jumbled together. I still stand by. This was a really nice 5-0 with lots of close games, lots of good reads, and I'd like, besides that one hard counter game where there was really nothing our opponent could have done, we just hard countered him. Like 4 of those games I thought featured some nice plays and overcoming some nice disadvantageous matchups. So I hold off on claiming the 5-0 for just a bit here. And we're going to see what we get. What do you think in the comments? 5-0 at 3180 gets us to 3258. So I'm not sure what we currently are on the leaderboards. I would think we're in like the top 50 range on the GBL leaderboards, which is pretty dang cool. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Also, before I wrap it up, let me know in the comments if I'll be seeing any of you in Seattle this weekend. I'll be flying out there Thursday evening from Chicago, and I'll be staying the whole weekend. I'll be playing some basketball with the Go Stadium guys and the Elite TMs, a lot of streamers you might recognize, and then we're playing like a pickup tournament basically on Friday afternoon, which will be a lot of fun. And then Saturday afternoon is my scheduled GoFest time, or Saturday morning, I should say. And then just looking forward to meeting so many people, a lot of the big name content creators too, like Trainer Tips and Zoe Two Dots will be there. So I'll see if I can introduce myself, just say hi to them. I'm sure a lot of people will be asking them for pictures and stuff, so I don't want to bother them, but it'd be cool to introduce myself. And just looking forward to having a great weekend, everybody. So make sure to let me know if you're going to Seattle in the comments down below for GoFest weekend. First in-person GoFest, like officially, since 2019, right? Before COVID. So pretty cool milestone. Obviously, Berlin just happened, but first in the US. So yeah, Really looking forward to it. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Comment down below. All comments help us out. And all that said, thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.